Hello to my 8.11 agent updates. We're going to start off with ISO. And essentially what's happening with ISO is that he no longer has to get a kill to get double tap activated, and he can be more proactive with his shield because he can just use it anytime. And I think this is a step in the right direction, moving him away from the more snowbally kind of thing where getting a kill and then moving forward. He's a lot more played into the initiator, like contacty type duelist play style that like something similar like Phoenix might have. Where I kind of like that he can like basically you just try and activate and go in, and that's kind of like what ISO is kind of doing now, and I think this is much healthier overall for ISO and has more chance of getting play. I think I don't think he's going to be seen in pro play that much, probably not at all actually, with the neon changes too, but yeah, I do think this is a step in the right direction for ISO. Even if it's not right now, he might be played later with some more buffs. Neon fast lane TLDR is basically her teammates are going to have an easier time holding every single angle when the wall drops, because now the wall drop will like dissipate basically, like over time, like travel through the wall instead of dropping all at once. So they don't have to like open up to every single angle at once. They can like pick out all the angles and clear the angles as they like get revealed to them. So it's pretty good. Next is high gear, which is the sprint. And Neon no longer has her strafe speed reduced while sprinting, which is kind of like pretty good because it means that when you're what am I saying? Why is there not the word? When you're like jiggle peeking, I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. When you're like jiggle peeking, it means that you are doing it a lot faster. And the max speed while moving sideways is up as well, so it's quite strong. This is one of the biggest changes as well. And honestly, if Breeze was still in the game, like currently it wasn't rotating out, this would be quite insane, right? Because she would be able to run around the map so frequently. Give a Neon an operator on Breeze and they'll be everywhere with the operator. It'd be quite crazy. Then we got the slide. So the slide has 2 charges and it also has full movement. Like it removes all weapon movement error when sliding. So she basically shoots while she's like as if she's standing still while sliding. I think this is a pretty cool change. I think it's less OP than it looks on like in theory, right? Because I think that it's still like she's not exactly unkillable. She's going to be a bit harder to kill during the slide than she is normally. So I don't think it's going to be massively insane, but I think it's going to be something that tips Neon over the edge, especially for pro play. And I think we'll see a lot more play in ranked of Neon. So overall, I don't think this is too crazy. Obviously, I might eat those words, but I don't think it's too crazy. And the reload bolt charges go down from 2 to 1. The wind-up delay goes down and the conquest duration goes up. So basically what this means is there's a lot going on in the rest of her kit now, and I just want Relay Bolt to kind of be that sideline ability. So it's just like power budget is pretty much how I'd chalk this up to, how I'd kind of look at this. Next is Devourer, so Reyna. Devourer. I won't read these bullet points, so just go through this. So healing decrease from 100 to 50, full heal time reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, overheal of armor no longer decays after a timer, dismiss. Top speed increased 9.1 meters a second to 12 meters per second. Dodge duration of dismiss reduced from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. And Empress no longer has a timer and is permanent until Reyna is killed or the round ends. So basically, she's going to be less snowbally. And I think this is like something that they've tried to fix in ISO and Reyna in this patch, where they're trying to pull back the need to keep hunting and to actually make active decisions on like your positioning. Because before, if you wanted to, like, if you were snowballing on Reyna, there was a lot more incentive to go fight when you've got the overheal, when you've got your ult up. And now you can kind of just actually take good positions, defensive positions. You don't need to play super aggressive. You can play for time when it makes more sense. And you wouldn't have to pay the cost of losing your overheal armor or losing your ult because you wanted to play the better positional play. Now you kind of have both. Obviously, it comes with the cost of like losing more healing. But I think this is a really good change, personally. And I don't think they really want to take away that style that she has for ranked, because I think she is meant to be a ranked agent. She's not meant to really see much pro. And then dismiss. This basically gets you more distance overall. It is just about a net buff for distance. And I think generally this is better, right? Because it means you can get into better positions when you're dismissing. You can get out to bad, worse situations when you're dismissing than you could have done before. So I think generally this is a good change. I think overall these are better. I think overall this patch is making the game more healthy. Potentially not the Neon change for high gear with the slide, but everything else, I can definitely see the game is getting healthier overall, it feels like. Next is Raze, which is like one of the biggest changes in this patch, probably the biggest change in this patch. Raze satchels no longer explode for damage not back upon opponent destruction, which is really nice. This was so annoying. Raises horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed, and satchel explosion audio has been updated to be audible farther away to ensure enemies are hearing the first satchel and when raisable satchels. So basically this one is really impactful, right? Because it's going to impact so much of what people have already learned on Raze. I personally as well would do a lot of like super horizontal Raze satchels to get really far and really somewhere really fast. Unfortunately, that's not going to be as good anymore. Not sure exactly what the changes look like and what it feels like. It might not be too much of a big change. It might be a massive change. We just don't know yet. There's no numbers here. I think it's like a 20% decrease. I was watching Plat Chat and I'm pretty sure it was a 20% decrease. But I'm not sure. Could be wrong. And also I don't quite know how that feels and like what you can actually get from that still. And also playing on the flip side, like is it easier to shoot the Raze? Like we don't really know 100%. Next is Clove. So Clove is like quite the ranked dominator basically. And they are very annoying to deal with in ranked. They have a lot going for them. They can do a whole different things. They're basically a duelist and a controller in one, which are like the two strongest roles in solo queue. Because having your own smokes to play with is the strongest thing in solo queue, and then being a duelist is like the second strongest thing in solo queue. So, Pick Me Up cost 100, 200, duration's gone down, and damage resist time to activate is now less. So you have less of a window to activate this, and it's also cost more. So I'm not sure if this impacts pistol. I could be wrong. It might not impact. No, it does impact pistol. All good. Actually, it might do. Yeah, because you can't get a second smoke, right? Ghost. Yeah, you can't get a second smoke if you want to get this in pistol. Because you used to be able to buy the extra smoke, the second smoke, and Pick Me Up. Now you can't do that. So you have to buy 2 smokes, and then you can't buy Pick Me Up on pistol. That's interesting. I mean, that's probably makes Clove a lot worse in pistol, or a bit worse in pistol. Not dead yet. Cost has gone up from 7 to 8. Unequipped delay is now up to 0.8, so it's just like a slight like nerf basically. Really, this is quite a decently big nerf potentially, especially because actually no, it's not massive, but it's pretty big. And then Clove's ultimate will no longer survive this fighting state if they get a smoke assist. Oh, that's a bug fix. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I think that overall this patch is pretty impactful. The Raze changes, the Reyna changes are going to be felt by a lot of people. And also that the Neon is going to be rising in power, especially due to the fact that Raze is going down. Clove is also going to be not as strong in solo queue, but I do think that they're going to be fine. And also I think does potentially find himself somewhere in the meta now, maybe, because of the agency he's got. Next is Abyss. So Abyss is a two spike sites with 3-lane layout, death drops, creative jump shortcuts, and branching mid paths. I will do a better, more in-depth video on Abyss, but for now we've got this, and this to me is basically Split, and it's probably the reason why Split is rotating out, is because this map is actually just Split. It's a very mid-centric map with quite offensive defensive rotations, if that makes sense. So the defense have quite pushed up rotations, so the attackers are going to look to take those away from you. So if you think about Split, right, you want to take mid, so you want to take the vents and the heaven control, because that way the defenders have to do the long rotations, and then you also get fast tracks into the sites, right? That's what this map is as well. Mid, you want to take the fast tracks into the sites for your attack, or you want to defend these rotations if you're defense, right? The thing that throws a spanner into the works in comparison to Split, though, is that the mid section is massive, and it also has these death drops. So I have no clue how it's actually going to play out, and it might be that mid is just so horrendous for one of these sides that it actually gets not contested at all by one of the sides, and it's either going to be attack is going to have a horrible time just trying to get through both mains, and they're going to be stuck there, and we're going to have changes to the map. Or defense are not going to really contest mid very much because they seem to lose it a lot. And then it's going to be really difficult for them to defend versus the attack splits. So I can see both of those things happening. I can also see the map being fairly balanced too, to be honest. But we'll just have to see. I do think this map is immensely fun though. It looks great to play. So I can't wait to play it. So tell me what you think about Abyss in the comments, and I'll see you in my next one.